Okay, I want to talk to you today about the process that I used to get to med school. So the first thing I did once I realized that that was indeed the route I was going to take, I met with my advisor and we came up with a strategy. When I first started my undergrad 5 years ago, I was able to first start out with my liberal arts classes, which gave me an incredibly high GPA, right around a 3.8, close to a 4.0. And I knew eventually that GPA would take a hit, but I used a minor in order to keep my GPA up. Now, med schools do look at your individual grades as far as science and chemistry and math, but your overall GPA does play in to the to what they're reviewing and how they go through your application. So what I finally decided to do was I took sociology as a minor, biology was my major, and I decided to go throughout the entire year. First summer, second summer, and fall and spring. And what that did was allow me to be able to break up my courses so that I wasn't taking biology, physics, and chemistry all at the same time. So I ended up taking my math in the summer, which allowed me to focus on those and really get a good grade in my math. And then I took physics in the summer as well. And I was able to, get a really good grade on my physics. So in the fall and spring, I focused specifically on science and chemistry. So that gave me a really good GPA when it came time to apply to medical school. Then once I got on AMCAS I think it was last spring, which was 2013, I went in and I wrote my letter stating why I wanted to be a doctor. I uploaded my grades. And the one thing I want everyone to understand is you can also apply for FAP, which is Financial Aid Program, which helps you get a decrease in your cost to take the MCAT and the amount of money you'll have to pay when applying to each university. I was able to get accepted based on my criteria, and this really helped me because I was able to apply to about 14 schools for less than, I believe it was $150. And I also was able to take the MCAT for $100. So this really is helpful to those students who face some financial difficulty. So do that right away as soon as you know it's time for you to go on to AMCAS and get your letters of recommendation and fill out all the necessary requirements. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about was in between, now that I took the MCAT once, I did not get the score that I really had hoped for, so I am going to take it again this summer. I had to fill out another FAP application to get the financing so I wouldn't have to pay full price for the MCAT, which I just got my approval letter today. I saw it on the internet, so I got it today, and that's going to really help me. So I've been studying for about another month, and I'm going to take it again because I do want to have options. I did get accepted to a Caribbean school, which is a great school. It's UMHS, University of Medicine and Health Sciences, and they're really good. I mean, there's a lot of doctors throughout the world, and they're just as good as U.S. doctors. We all take the USMLE so that we can practice in the United States. So don't be afraid to go and apply to foreign medical schools. Because ultimately, the goal is to become a doctor, and the criteria in the U.S. is very stringent and very competitive, and I've since learned that a lot of the schools in the world don't always adhere to the standardized testing formula that we have here in the United States. And so when I applied to the Caribbean schools, the MCAT was considered, but it wasn't the deciding factor. They really look at your overall performance throughout your 4 to 5 years of undergraduate work, what you've done, what your science and math GPA is separately, and what your overall GPA is. In addition to that, Caribbean schools have extended programs for those people who may struggle a little bit. You can extend your education for an extra semester, which means you don't get as many courses all at the same time. So their goal is to really help you become a doctor, and they gear it toward those people who desire to become a doctor, but you don't want that rigorous we're going to weed you out in the first year type of program. So I'm excited about where I'm going. I hope that some of this information is helpful to you, and good job and good luck on getting into med school. Thank you.